Alright, hey, how's everybody doing? Just in time prepping here, Will. We're gonna go a little review of the book because we'll be reading it in the morning. We'll be reading chapter 7, probably chapter 7 and 8. We'll see how it goes from there, maybe 9 also. But what I want to start with is it all started back in December 21st of 2012 as a storyline. And the name of the book is Survivor, and it's written by Angela White. So I don't want to get any plagiarism. I'm just reading you guys a story. So we all know that it started out with the president getting all the intel in from his chief of staff and everything, and then it becomes known that it's the betrayal of the foundation of America. If you remember that right, it was the Gospel of Mary that was discovered, and all the experts say it's a secret document that only the upper leadership of our nation actually know about. So the first term president got this laid into his lap. We all know about that. So we're going along the storyline. You know, it's telling you a little bit about what's happening. It's telling you that the incoming nuclear missiles are hitting all over the United States and the larger cities, and that everybody's telling their stories, and we're getting ready. This is the sort of like the fore story to it, you know, before the actual story. This is giving you the excuse me, is giving you the storyline before we actually get into the actual story, and it's already getting pretty hairy anyway. We've gone through a lot of stuff where people, excuse me, have called in from a place, excuse me, again. It was from people like Mark Brady in Virginia, if you remember him. We read that the last time we were together last week. So I'm up here just looking at the book and kind of skimming through it so we can tell you that the White House tapes were stolen and that the actual codes were stolen by an ex-president. The last president that we had on this book had actually stolen the IBM codes and had turned them, and his thought was thinking that he was doing the best thing for the United States, which doesn't sound like it to me, but anyway, so people like Mark Brady are telling their story about where they're at, and Mark Brady was in Virginia, and this is kind of where it all started because the White House, if you remember right, chief of staff, the president, and the president's family were loaded into a helicopter and were being taken off to the secret bunker. And when they got up in the midair, the helicopter was hit by a rocket-launched grenade and blown out of the sky. So the president is now dead, and all of his family, everybody on board, the chief of staff, the president, and his family. So as everything's starting to unfold for us here, it's telling us what the heck's going on across the United States. Like Samantha Moore, if you guys remember the story of Samantha Moore, she was in Wyoming when everything broke loose, SHTF, and it was they got hit with an EMP there. So the chopper was always going down and all that stuff, you know. Samantha got a helicopter. They were being evacuated out of Wyoming, and Samantha was on a helicopter being evac'd out, and her helicopter got shot down as well. And as she was getting her wits about her inside the helicopter, she was looking around, seeing that everybody else in the helicopter was a goner, and that she was the only survivor. She could see out of the corner of her eye that people were coming up to the helicopter, and she thought she was being going to be helped and be medevaced out, but in reality it was just a bunch of marauders. And I am not going to go into what happened with Samantha because it really kind of upsets me. So you guys have been in the story, and if you don't know what happened to Samantha, make sure you go back and you watch the previous readings of the book, and you'll find out exactly what happened to her. But in chapter 5, you know, Adrian Mitchell, she came on board and she was telling her story from California. And it was just a total devastation there. And Adrian Mitchell is actually a guy, and he was glad that most of who had come for the meeting had already fled from the reports of all the bombing. And so he was actually trying to catch up with what's going on, and he said at the last it was incoming and get down, and the walls exploded, so everybody in there was also demised, killed, in other words. So as we get into where we left off in it's a mini chapter. Remember, this is just I can't remember, epilogue or whatever it's called in books, to tell you what's going on before the actual story unfolds. So in chapter 6, actually Angela White is the character, and that is actually the author of the book. I thought that was kind of ironic, you know. But she was in Ohio, and they took the first and the most direct effects of the war on American soil, if you remember right, and it was opening up into a hard new world where all the authority, it would be a world without rule of order, so to speak. So she's in there and she's trying to get everybody out, you know. They're at Camp David, you know, and they're trying to get everybody out. It was bombed and everything. So the woman slid to her knees and she was trying to get everybody out of the 2-bedroom apartment that she was in. And she just couldn't get it done, you know. All of a sudden they could hear the radio playing that was telling them, please hold and the next available operator will assist you. At 911 estimated wait time is 2 hours and 14 minutes, if you remember right. So Chicago gave way and millions of gallons of debris filled the water, barreled downstream and overwhelming towns and cities for 40 miles. So this is pretty devastating. They picked all the major cities to hit. And the merciless torrent split between the Wabash and the Mississippi rivers and just kind of widened them all out into one, if you remember correctly. So it was all that, the nuclear hit, the rivers merging together, all that stuff, it actually caused a 7.7 earthquake. And that leveled much of the untouched areas. So the aftershocks were being felt, and as far away as Kansas City and Louisville. So this is where we stopped off last week, and we're going to be going into the next portion, which is going to be a report from Arizona. And then after that, I'm not going to tell you anything about the storylines, but I'm just going to tell you that they realized at the end that all coming apart at the seams. So tomorrow we'll read Epilogue 7 and Epilogue 8, which is Arizona, and then the other one is, the title of it is, they're finding out that it's all falling apart at the seams. And when we get done with all of that, then we will actually get to start chapter 2, which is the Storm Tracker, and it'll be taking place January 1st of 2013, and it will be taking place outside of Bonneville, Wyoming. So that's where we're going to be at tomorrow, and I'm looking at, I'm trying to look here, we might read the very first section of chapter 2, and so that everybody can kind of get a storyline as to what's happening. So that is what we're going to be doing for tomorrow. I just wanted to get that out there so you guys could all be caught up on what's going on. Oh, I better close that. As to what's going on in the story. So you can just pick up, when I start in the morning, you can just pick up from where we left off last week. That's what I'm trying to do anyway on Mondays just before the story time. So all that said and done, I want to tell you guys that we have a live stream coming up on Wednesday, and it runs from 9 to about, runs from about 9 to 11:30 or 12, depending on how much fun we're having in there. And so make sure that you bring yourself and some friends in there, because if you remember right, we're starting now doing the uh, subscriber brain dead subscriber appreciation drawing on the second Saturday of each month, and that'll run into the new year. I started it with the intention of it being one of the major changes of 2019. So another change we're going to do in 2019 while I have you here is we're going to I'll be live streaming more days a week, and I'll be trying to get it all mixed up so that we can all sit here and have a lot of fun. As you know, YouTube's rules and stuff have changed drastically, so if I want to be a successful YouTuber, I'm going to have to make some changes, and some of it's going to be drastic, but we're going to have fun doing it. Thursdays is going to be a networking live stream, and we're going to try to get people from all over YouTube in there to network and talk amongst each other and just have a lot of fun. I'm going to try to put some games together to run during that time so that we're not just sitting there trying to think of things to do. Maybe we'll do some gaming. I have an app that I have uploaded, so we're going to try to use that app and play some games on that Thursday live stream. What else? Saturday is when we draw the names for the Wednesday morning session. So actually, if you bring more people in with you on Wednesdays, your friends say, hey, come check this out. We sit around, we just talk about whatever, and we have some fun doing it. Then we can start building the subscriber base so that we can start networking and growing our channels and finding out what other people are doing to make their channels work and such as that, you know. And that's what I really want to harp on is I'm going to be hitting 2,000 very soon, and I'll be getting to that here in just a second. So I'm just trying to update you on what my thoughts are. We're going to be doing live streams on Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I'm thinking about squeezing another one in there somewhere, but I just haven't picked a day yet. On Sundays a no-go. Sundays is my day of rest. I will do nothing on Sundays except catch up on my notifications and visit my subscribers, because that'll be about the only time I have to do that. So if you don't hear from me during the week, you'll probably hear from me on Sunday for sure, because that's my day of rest. And it doesn't take anything to sit in your chair and thumb through the notifications and make sure everybody's being visited and networked with to make sure that everybody's growing together. So what else do I have? I'm trying to kill 2 more minutes here. Let's go with oh shoot, so much going on I want to change. I guess that's going to be it. We're going to have a lot of fun in 2019. You're going to see a side of me that you probably haven't seen when we start doing the networking channels. I have a lot of ideas on that, and I have a lot of mentors that are helping me along the way. So I want to tell you guys, we did the subscriber appreciation giveaway last Saturday, and the winner was Sue Nelson. So Sue, if you're watching this video and you haven't gotten my message yet, make sure you let me know what I messaged you so that you know I know what I'm doing for you. What else? I think that's about it. I can't do any of it without you guys. 2,000 push, that's where I wanted to go. The 2,000 push is we're gaining on it. I think we only need 80 or 90 more subscribers, so if you haven't got over there to do that yet, you need to go over there, answer those first 3 questions, or 2 questions, I believe, and do a VR, and you guys will get some more than one drawing chance. I will do another review of the giveaway items later on in the week, and I will give another update on the push. So that's basically all I have. I'm running out of time here because my mind's not working right. I forgot to write everything down. I'm trying to run run by the seat of my pants here this morning. So I can't do any of this without you guys. I love each and every one of you. You guys have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And it's God bless you guys. God bless me. And most of all, God bless US of A. I'll see you out there. Thanks for watching.